Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to Ranked. Now, this is where Joe the Horror Man and myself pick a franchise and rank it. Very simple. Now, try to keep in mind that this is just my opinion and how I see the films. I tend to rank from my least favorite to my favorite, and I generally judge these films based on nostalgia, entertainment value, and rewatchability. Today we're going to be talking about the Ralphie films, aka A Christmas Story. Now, I had no idea there were 8 films in this franchise, and watching these was a blast. So I want to have a big thank you to Joe for providing me with the ones I didn't have, and I'm sure most people probably don't know there were 8 films. I didn't. So let's get started. Now, coming in at last place is A Christmas Story 2. Now, I know this one takes a lot of heat. I actually really like this movie. Unfortunately, the last two Ralphie films don't have the narration by Gene Shepard because he passed away. So I think that's a little bit of a detriment to this one. Plus, they did change the characters. So, it still feels like A Christmas Story, and I like this. I like the story. It has the same feel to it. And like I said, I know it gets trashed, but this is a very strong franchise, and the difference between the last place and first place really isn't that much. And that's A Christmas Story 2. All right. Plus, we did a positive spin on it, and I really enjoyed it. Coming up next is Ollie Hopnoodle's Haven of Bliss. Now, this is a Disney film, as you can see up there, and it has actually Jerry O'Connell playing Ralphie. Now, this movie is a blast. This is kind of a family friendly version of Vacation, the original Vacation, European Vacation, and all that. It's just done a little bit better and it's a little bit more heartwarming. So, if you're in the mood for something a little heavier with maybe a little nudity and some bad words, then by all means watch Vacation. This one is more of a wholesome family film, of course, since it's done by Disney, and this one's done really well. Um, the family is going on vacation, and just about every bad thing that can happen happens along the way. It's really fun, and that's Ollie Hopnoodle's Haven of Bliss. Coming up next is A Christmas Story Christmas. Now, I really like this film. I watched it for the first time last year, and in my opinion, if you want to do a reunion type of movie, you really can't get much better than this one. As I said before, the last two were done later on, and Gene Shepard had already passed. It kind of makes sense that they had Bill Billingsley do the narration for this. And it was so cool to see everyone again. The only one they replaced was the mom because she actually did pass away. And of course, Darren McGavin as the father, he passed away as well. And it just brings out all the feels. They did a fantastic job with this movie. And that is A Christmas Story Christmas. Now, coming up next, this one really surprised me, is My Summer Story. Now, actually, besides A Christmas Story and A Christmas Story 2, this is the only Ralphie movie that has a DVD release. Now, this has Charles Grodin and Mary Steenburgen as the parents, and Kieran Culkin as Ralphie. And of course, the gang's all there, And this one was fantastic. And it actually is a direct sequel to the original Christmas Story. Um, it's so good. And it's also directed by Bob Clark, if that makes a difference to anyone. So, yeah, that is my summer story. All of these are fantastic. Okay, coming up next is The Star-Crossed Romance of Josephine Kosnowski, A Tale of Gothic Horror. Now, that's a freaking mouthful, isn't it? Okay, this one has probably the highest rating out of any of the Ralphie movies, including A Christmas Story. And I like this one a lot. You can really identify with what's going on in the film. Um, it's not my favorite, though. Uh, like I said, I do rank on nostalgia and, rewatchability and all that. But this is a damn good movie. I had a blast with this one. And that is The Star-Crossed Romance of Josephine Kosnowski. I think the reason why this is rated so high is because it's so identifiable. Most people have gone through a lot of these things. I mean, a lot of these things are timeless. But this one in specific, he falls in love with a girl, and she's from a different country, and it's like a culture shock in meeting her relatives. And it's just done so well. So, yeah, that is The Star-Crossed Romance of Josephine Kosnowski, A Tale of Gothic Horror. Okay, coming up next, we have The Phantom of the Open Hearth. Now, this was the very first Ralphie movie. It came out in 1976, and I really like this movie. They all jump around. Um, Christmas Story came out in 83, and it was when Ralphie was, 9 or 10? And this came out before that, and it was when Ralphie was a teenager and he was going to his junior prom. So it's just a really good story, and again, heartwarming and identifiable. So that is The Phantom of the Open Hearth. Okay, coming up at number 2 is The Great American 4th of July and Other Disasters. I love the title for this. You actually have Matt Dillon, a younger Matt Dillon, playing Ralphie in this one. And he's a teenager, and it's about him and his father getting closer on the 4th of July. And the reason why this one's so high for me is because I could really identify with this one, and I just had a complete blast with it. But like I said, the difference between number 2, number 3, and number 4, I mean, they are interchangeable. It'll probably depend on my mood. That's how close they are. But this one is great. And these are all narrated, of course, by Gene Shepard, because the only two he didn't do was A Christmas Story 2 and A Christmas Story Christmas. And they even have a small part for him in this as he's telling his stories on the road. This is just fantastic. And at number 2 is The Great American 4th of July and Other Disasters, which leaves number 1. And that is A Christmas Story. Now, I'm not saying the other ones aren't worthy to watch, but this one is the most nostalgic for me. I've watched this one, and I probably will watch this one more than any of the other ones due to availability and I'm playing it on TNT or TBS for 24 hours near Christmas. And I just love the movie. It's just great. I really don't know what else to say about it. Everyone seems to love it now. That wasn't the case when I was younger, which is very weird. Yeah. Anyway, that is my number 1. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how many of these you've seen. And yeah, what you think of the franchise as a whole. And did you know there were more Ralphie movies? Definitely let us know. And don't forget to check out Joe's ranking for the Ralphie movies. Remember, guys, physical media matters. And until next time, peace.